Okay, so here's something I haven't ever showed y'all before. This is my dad's 1952 Ford 8-inch tractor. It's got a King Cutter bush hog on it that we used to cut our field with. We just recently got this about, I think, a year or two ago. I recently converted it to to a 12 volts. Replaced the alternator, put a 12 volt battery on it, and I'll explain the rest in another video on how I did it. Currently this thing has a little bit of an oil leak problem on it. You have to put a quart in after like maybe every 2 hours, I think, depending on the conditions. I think it's just this gasket for the oil pump, but I'm not quite sure. Haven't really figured it out. And it does boil over a lot. I think we have impurities in our water, so we just fill it up with water over and over. Just when we're in the middle of cutting the field. So, but yeah, this thing runs really good. It has a little bit of blowback, so it just about always smokes out of the engine breather. This thing you don't even have to start it with choke, so we'll go ahead and start it. The original starter would be right here, but it was disconnected before we got it. I think we got this 20 years ago. I'm not quite sure, or actually probably even longer than that. I'm not quite sure. We bought it from somebody used. We really need to do a paint job on it. You can see some spots where I pressure washed it and just didn't finish. So, with the 12 volt system, we still use the original 6 volt starter, but it just spins faster. It doesn't really make a difference. Although sometimes you just gotta wait for, if it doesn't crank, the starter gear will still keep on spinning, and you gotta wait for it to stop. Otherwise, if you just slam it back to start, try to start it again, it'll damage the gear, and it almost sheared the teeth on it one time. So yeah, I'll go ahead and start it up for you. 8 meter oil pressure gauge. It's a 4-speed transmission, hydraulic lift on the back. So yeah, started on idle. I might have a hard time. See the gear's still spinning. Sometimes you gotta choke it with it, but I don't have 2 hands right now, so. Yeah. I didn't even touch the choke on it. I'll go ahead and help it. You gotta turn the gas on first. Probably why it's having a hard time. You can already see the smoke coming out. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. But there's a little bit of smoke coming out. I'll go ahead and raise up the throttle. There's just really a lot of blowback, so it smokes a lot right there. Lights aren't hooked up yet, but as you can see, it's charging. Well, actually, here. That meter says it's charging, but I really need to reverse the polarity on it because it's not picking up the alternator, because the alternator is just hooked up. You can see all the smoke coming out. Well. Oh, you can see that spot where you can see. There you go. See, it says it's charging, but it's really discharging. And it is discharging, but it is also charging. I don't know how many amps this thing is charging at, but apparently, I don't know why that's, yeah, that's positive. I kind of touched it right there. That wire's just a tad bit warm, but I mean, it's not. I think it's just the engine warmth of it. But anyways, I got this battery from the scrapyard, and it seems to work fine on it. We just need to get new connectors because the connectors on it are just kind of worn out, and we have to strap it in with a bungee cord. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But the ammeter, I need a reverse polarity on it. Oh, I never showed you the old pressure. And we have to turn the gas off, otherwise it'll probably flood the carburetor. So, well, I'm not quite sure, that's just what my dad says. So, yeah, it runs pretty good. We still use it for cutting the field. Online, the specs of it, the engine is a 27 horsepower engine, which I was thinking, well, you could put a lawnmower engine on this just about, but really it has more torque than it does horsepower. Not really sure what the conversion is of that, but anyways, yeah, runs really good. We really need to get a new tractor because this one was just really, it's just kind of scroungy right now, trying to use it to cut the grass all the time because we're just constantly having to do repairs and service on it. So we recently just put a new clamp on here for the muffler because the other one busted off. I'll show you the old bush hog that we had. Here's some stuff that came with the tractor. It's just a hay rake and I don't know if that even came with it, but the old bush hog that was on it that broke is the one over here. Yeah, it's pretty much worn off. I mean, this whole thing right here just kind of moves around. It's kind of all busted up on here and needs new welds. See, some of these welds are coming off. We had it welded before. I mean, we just had to keep on constantly fixing this. The wheel broke one time, I think, and there's some welds right here when we took it in to get it fixed. So yeah, this one really, the gearbox seals are all worn out. There's no, all the oil leaks out. So really, it's just about to go. So we just kind of, I might use it as a welding project since I'm starting to do a little bit of welding. So, but yeah, that's the tractor. I just found out recently that it is a crank. You can crank it over with a hand crank. As you can see, there's a keyway in there. The front is probably not the best way because you can probably break your arm doing that if it kicks back. So I prefer the electric start. Hour meter doesn't work, but apparently I don't think that it's even right. It's probably way more hours than, yeah. And I think this is the RPMs, but I'm not sure the tach work. So yeah, these are the left and right brakes. Clutch is over there. 4-speed transmission. Distributor. Yeah. Well, we'll soon be putting some 12-volt lights on it, so it'll be official. The tires are in pretty good shape too. These are some pretty big tires compared to a lot of my tractors. They come, yeah, they're compared to that gas can, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.